What's going on, Sooner Nation? Todd Bates, Brent Venables, they threw out a sneaky good offer to a defensive lineman in the state of Georgia that y'all got to pay attention to because I kind of ran some comps here with comparable defensive linemen in this class, even in his own state. A guy that is a 5-star. And I'm telling you, this guy has similar traits and is one that I think could make a huge impact for the Oklahoma Sooners and Todd Bates defensive line. Before we dive into it, though, before we talk about it, there is an interview towards the end of the video. So make sure you stay for that. But jump in the comments below, join the discussion, jump in the comments below, give me your thoughts on what you guys think about Mekhi Williams-Lee, because this is a guy that when you look at him at a 6'2", 275 frame, he's large, but he's a really athletic defensive lineman. And when you watch his film, he's a guy that gets off the line of scrimmage quickly, and he doesn't really lose to these offensive linemen. So I'm going to play his film here for you guys to kind of watch as we talk about him a little bit. But one of the comps I wanted to pull and really take a look at was, we don't really cover a whole lot of Georgia kids. Just Oklahoma's not really in the running for a lot of them. And we really took a look at this one because he got a call from Todd Bates, had an hour-long conversation with him, and then scheduled an official visit for June 14th through the 16th, which I believe, if I remember correctly, is the same weekend Floyd Boucard will be on campus. But this is a guy that I wanted to take a look at in comparison to the 5-star defensive lineman Elijah Griffin out of Georgia. Now, he's goes to Savannah Christian Prep, which is a 3A high school. So you would imagine a 5-star kid. Obviously, he's camped a lot. Like he's going to dominate there. If you guys see the film here, you guys are going to understand what I'm saying about Mekhi Williams. Here's what he has done on the field in his junior season. 77 tackles, 22 tackles for loss, 10 sacks, 4 QB hurries. Again, one of probably the most underrated stats for a defensive lineman. It really tells you how often he's getting in the backfield, applying that kind of pressure. 2 fumble recoveries, 3 forced fumbles. This is a guy that I think if Todd Bates gets him on campus, he really could do a lot with him. Now, again, looking at him compared to Elijah Griffin. Elijah Griffin plays 3A. This kid plays 6A football. So better competition in the state of Georgia. Now, we don't have a lot of his measurables or anything like that, but I'm telling you, like, you look at him compared to the 5-star, and there's a lot of very similar traits to what he's doing on the field, and he's playing better competition. So he's got offers right now from Texas Tech, Mississippi State, NC State, and Kansas. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's jump right on over into the interview. All right, so today we're joined by Mekhi Williams, and it's Mekhi Williams-Lee, or is it just Mekhi Williams?
It's Mekhi Williams-Lee.
Mekhi Williams-Lee, and you are out of Atlanta, Georgia, at Lakeside High School, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, how are you doing today? Appreciate you coming on the show.
I'm doing good. I mean, I woke up early, went to training, and then came home.
Love to hear it. So, bringing you on the podcast today. You just got an offer to Oklahoma. Now, you've got like 20 offers from schools across the country, most notably like NC State, Mississippi State, Texas Tech, but just picked up the Oklahoma one, and usually that's the one that leads into a flood of more offers. But go ahead and just kind of give Sooner Nation and anybody that's into recruiting that's watching this just a little bit of insight to your recruitment and how this recruiting process has been so far.
So it came all at once, It started in January when I got my first offer from UConn. But it been pretty good, I had a couple big schools I talked to before, but other than that, I feel like it's been well deserved, I should say. Other people will say, I mean, it's late. I just started getting offers this year, but I mean, gotta have a plan for everything. So
Hey, sometimes delayed offers aren't that bad. You know how many schools offer somebody late and then that player ends up being a really good player for them? Sometimes delayed evals, they work out really well. But looking at the OU offer, right? You get it from Todd Bates. So, what does the Oklahoma offer mean to you?
um, it was our conversation was an hour long, but in that hour, it was very amazing. He's an amazing guy. Oh, my bad.
Oh, no,
From
you're good.
that conversation I had with him, he explained a lot of things that goes on down there. And from the sound of it, everything just sound good, to the point where, I scheduled it. He asked me and I said I was down.
Love to hear it. And you've already scheduled an official visit, which I mean, a lot of that progressed quickly. So you're going to be on campus from June 14th through June 16th. And like I said, you already have official visits scheduled for NC State and Texas Tech. So have you been anywhere else across the country to any other schools? And I guess what's been your favorite campus that you've been to so far?
Me being honest, so far, I will it'd be Troy University. I haven't been to no top power. I haven't been to no Power Five school yet. So with NC State being my first official visit, that'd be my first Power Five school I've been to. But you know, my recruitment. I mean, I'm still very open to this moment. With who I choose to go to and who I'm looking forward to. What I'm saying, signing with when December comes.
Yeah. Now, do you plan on taking all of your official visits before you even try to even start thinking about narrowing down a decision? Or is it going to be one of those things where, hey, it just feels right in the moment? This is where I'm going to go.
No, because I mean, I could kind of find out in life. Even though you feel like something right, I mean, you don't know until you keep going and pushing. So that's like with anything. I feel like I wouldn't know. I wouldn't commit just because I feel like something is right. Now, if I view all my options and I still feel like, okay, that's the right one, then that's what I'm gonna do. But for right now, no, I would not.
Now, being in Atlanta, Georgia, you're right in the backyard of the Georgia Bulldogs, Clemson University. They're the neighboring state over, and they've been really good. Is there a dream school that you have just always watched, or a place that you've always wanted to go that maybe you don't even have an offer to yet?
Um, well, me being honest, I haven't really over the past years. I just started probably my 10th grade year getting into college football. But schools that what I'm saying I like, for a minute, I had a friend, his brother played for Oklahoma for a couple years, and I was watching them on TV. With that being said, I was watching you guys. I was watching Clemson, Georgia, Michigan, you know, different schools. So
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. So, going into your senior season, is there any goals that you specifically have set for yourself?
20 sacks,
20 sacks.
20 sacks.
And currently, right now, looking at what you have on Twitter, you got 77 tackles after 10 games in your junior season. 77 tackles, 22 tackles for loss, 10 sacks, 4 QB hurries, which I think as a defensive lineman, that is just a very underrated stat that a lot of people don't look at. They want to look at tackles and sacks. And I'm like, hey, sometimes those QB hurries are just as important. It tells you how many times that you've gotten pressure to the quarterback there. 2 fumble recoveries, 3 forced fumbles. So, hey, 20 sacks. It's a good goal. Is there anything else that you would want anybody that, whether they're an NC State fan, Texas Tech fan, or an Oklahoma fan, to know about your recruitment?
Um, Not necessarily. I mean, like I said, I've come a long way as a person, as a player in general. I'm a great guy. So, you know.
All right. Well, we'll have to see if you end up picking up any more offers. Like I said, usually that Oklahoma offer, it leads to a flood of more offers to follow. So, hey, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. Hey, if you guys have not already and you guys made it this far, make sure you guys hit that like, hey, and you guys hit that subscribe button.